at this now. This hugging story, I just don't get it. Hundreds of school children get detention every day for being late for class, for getting their homework, chewing gum perhaps. That's worth it. But 3 middle schoolers have been served detention this month for hugging or holding hands in the hallways. Many of these no-hugging policies at schools stem from a 1999 Supreme Court decision that found schools liable in peer sexual harassment cases. Okay, let's see where this all fits together. Some parents apparently support these policies. Others want to know what will be outlawed next. Let's bring in Allison Kasic, director of the Silberman Center at the Independent Women's Forum, and Dom Giordano, also known as the Education Guy on Philadelphia radio station WPHT 1210 AM. Thanks to you both for being with us.
Thanks, Vicky. Good morning.
Dom, we've talked about this before. One of these students apparently was consoling a friend who recently lost a parent. I know that there are some legitimate reasons for these bans, but are we now getting to the point where they've gone too far?
Yes, and I think my line with this would be that zero tolerance almost always means 0 cents, and the hug police were involved here. If this girl were adamant about it, blocking the hallway, the one in St. Louis I'm talking about, I think that's the one you're referencing, but this was, they saw her at a football game, then they saw her do it once again. If you're going around looking for this stuff and then going after a kid in this situation, that's over the line. Administrators have to be adults. They have to decide when something goes too far and tell a particular kid about that and not just say, here's the law and wash our hands of it.
All right, Allison, I'll bring you into this. I'm going to throw this at you and a little bit out of the blue here, but it just comes to my mind given some of the stories that we've been covering recently. We've got these schools with these no-hugging bans. We hear reports from schools in Maine handing out birth control. I mean, I feel like there's a disconnect here in terms of what's appropriate. What do you think?
No, I think it's true, and I think that the recent cases with the hugging, I mean, talk about being over the top. This is schools banning normal behavior. I mean, these are friends hugging friends in a non-sexual way, and when you ban normal behavior, the only message you're sending to kids is it's okay to break the rules because they're still going to do it.
Yeah, that too. I mean, there's issues there with that. Illinois school handbook, guys, from the district where one student had 2 days of detention reads this: displays of affection should not occur on the school campus any time. It's in poor taste, reflects poor judgment, and brings discredit to the school and to the persons involved. Is this 2007? Dom, are these no-hugging policies broad? And I mean, I'm trying to think. Yes. There's a difference between sexual harassment and affection, right?
Right. What's being done here with zero tolerance? You see it with the drug things. An honor student with an aspirin, an honor student with a plastic fork is. These administrators often are trying to get out from under making everyday judgments. I would tell you there are some kids that I've seen in years of teaching that would abuse this stuff. They go too far. The administrator ought to come in and say, you've gone too far. You can't do this sort of thing in school. Deal with them, deal with their parents, and stop it. But to make these broad policies, again, chasing this girl down and all, it's ridiculous. You become a laughingstock. That's why we're talking about them.
All right, I'm being told we have breaking news. Allison Kasic and Dom Giordano. I have a feeling this story isn't over yet. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We want to go